Hi everybody, welcome to Tea with Mr. V, a show where I sit down with my friends, some other creators, and have some good chats with some good tea. I am your host, Mr. V, from the Adventures of Mr. V on TikTok, and joining me today I have the wonderful MissSeirsha Kenna joining me. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It is real awesome to have you here, Kenna the Bean, the best, obviously.
You flatter me, sir. You flatter me. Stop it.
It's okay. Everybody, welcome to the stream. So I have to ask Kenna one very, very important question. What are we drinking today?
Well, today, this is not a sponsorship. I just like this tea. I am drinking Harney & Sons peppermint tea with some honey.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Yes, I have got a lovely, lovely mint tea as well that we're going to be drinking. And so have a bit of a dink.
Dink.
Dinky.
Ah, yes.
Lovely. Pinkies up. Pinkies up.
Pinkies up. This cup is heavy. I need my pinky.
It's okay. Don't do it. Don't worry. It's fine. But yeah. Why'd you choose this tea? What's appealing about this tea?
Honestly, it just makes me feel really fancy. I will show you the tea bag.
We get a special preview of the tea bag? What?
Yeah, it's like a triangle thing. And it's loose leaf, it's really fine. And it's got a cute little tag. Yeah, it just makes me feel fancy.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair enough. And when you sip it, you get like a bit of like a minty fresh, thing in your mouth. It's just like, yeah, it's nice. Makes you feel all nice and clean.
Right.
But yeah, welcome to my show. And we'll get into this. So obviously, like, we met through like TikTok, and through Discord and stuff. And you are obviously MissSeirsha, the wonderful, on TikTok. So like, how did you get started on TikTok?
Boredom.
Fair.
Quarantine happened. I was hearing people talk about TikTok for forever, and I was definitely, we all know how it goes. I feel like this happened to a lot of us. We're like, I'm just gonna check it out. Hop on there. I'll make like one, and then like you hit your 100th video like that, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm doing this now. So
yeah.
No.
You know what? Relate. That is a mood.
Right? And then like you just like start meeting all these really awesome people on there, and you're like, well, I guess I'm here to stay now.
Well, I guess I'm just here to vibe.
Right?
Yeah. And like, when did you like make that kind of like transition into like D&D TikTok?
Ooh, that was interesting. So I saw, like, I just got dumped into some D&D TikToks on my For You page, and I was like, people make D&D content on here? I was like, oh my God, my college life. So I was like, I duetted a D&D TikTok. It got like some traction, and I was like, I have a theater degree. This is storytelling. What am I doing with myself? So then I just started making D&D TikToks with audios, and yeah, some of my earlier stuff is definitely very like very not D&D and very early. Like you could tell like when people first started TikTok, right? Yeah. So my early stuff is like, oh, that's interesting and not funny at all. But yeah, we got there eventually.
Yeah, big relates.
Right?
Yeah. So like, yeah, and like a lot of your stuff did gain like quite a lot of traction early on. Like I remember when like we like when I first got on there, you had already gotten like close to like 10,000 followers at that point.
That was surprising. That was quite the shock, because I feel like there's a weird ambiguity with TikTok followers because of the way TikTok works. Unfortunately, your followers don't see all your content all the time. But still, just the fact that 10,000 people hit the follow button and thought I was funny enough, or they thought my storytelling was good, that they wanted to see more, like that blew my mind. I was like, 10,000 people hit the follow button. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's nuts. And now you're at like 20,000, aren't you?
Yeah, I haven't checked it in a hot minute. Some life things have been going on, been going through some transitions, so I've been lurking for a while, so I haven't like looked, but yeah, I hit 20 was another one of those milestones where I was like, geez.
Yeah. And you know what? It's just gonna continue to thrive and grow, and when videos are uploaded, because I know from personal experience that video uploading nowadays is just like it slows down. It
it's
slows
a little
down.
rough at the moment, I'm sure, or I hope that things will iron themselves out and we'll continue to grow or get back to where we were with that. So
yeah, no, totally, 100%. And you know what? There's no rush at all. No rush.
Right? Yeah. It's like patience, young Padawan. We'll be okay.
Yeah. we be okay.
Right?
But yeah, so like, what's like been some of your like best experiences while on TikTok?
Oh, best experiences. The first time I got into a Discord of that was like a dedicated TikTok for like filled with people on TikTok and in Dungeons and Dragons community. That was wild. That was awesome. I hopped in that Discord and like, you're really shy and I didn't know how Discord worked and I was just pushing buttons and stuff, but like everyone is so nice. And I was like, these are my people. I found my people.
I found them.
Right? Like, I've been waiting for you all. And they're like, and it just, when you hop in there and like you find a good one, it's like they're almost like, we've been waiting for you. Like, come on in. Like, we got stuff to talk about. So that was a really good one. And then I did my first like Dungeons and Dragons stream. That got hooked up through TikTok. That was awesome. Unfortunately, I'm having to stop that one. Tonight is actually the last stream I'm doing for that one. Spoiler alert. But yeah. But I got to do that for a while. But I keep continuing to meet super dope people. That's the best part of this whole thing. And I never would have thought that would have happened through TikTok. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like we've been, because actually, like I was gonna bring this up, but I might as well bring it up now. Like, Kenna, you were like part of the reason, like if not the main reason, why I continued on TikTok. Because way back when I was at the measly 300 followers, you would comment on my videos all the time, and you would like them, and I was like, what? And then you invited me to that same Discord. So like at a time where I was just like, oh, D&D TikTok, I'll never get anywhere. And I had this one person, MissSeirsha, commenting on my video, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe I could do this. And yeah, so you are the reason why, in a sense, this show even exists.
Thank you. But truly,
however, I'm not giving you credit for the show.
No, 1,000% don't do that, because this is your brainchild and it's beautiful. But honestly, like, when you see creators that don't necessarily have a following on TikTok, I just really enjoyed your storytelling. It was so good. I was like, wow, this man's storytelling. And yeah, so I do that from time to time where I'll like keep an eye on people where like I just notice that their stuff, they're so creative or they're unique, and I'll just keep commenting. I'm sure some people think it's weird. And they're like, this girl and like won't leave me alone. And it's like, I just want you to be seen. Yeah, and I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, and you know what? I felt seen. It was nice. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's fun. Fun stuff on TikTok. And I think one of the things that I remember first seeing of yours was actually not a video of yours. It was actually a duet from Quincy, the one, the only.
Yeah.
Now,
I died. When I tell you I died.
Yeah, it was it was amazing. First of all, I love that video of yours, and like how did that feel? Like knowing that we're gonna simp for Quincy for a second.
So hard, simp so hard for Quincy.
So hard. Like how did that all feel? Yeah.
Surreal. I just remember that. So that video was just, it was just really fun and cutesy. I wasn't expecting it to go anywhere. You make content for you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I just started getting like all these likes and then all these comments. And then there was a comment on that video that was like, who's here from Quincy? And I was like, wait, what? And I didn't get the notification from TikTok that he had duetted it. So I didn't know. Then I like went over to Quincy's channel and I scrolled and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that's Quincy. That's me. Like freaked out. And I must have watched his duet like 50 times. It was so cool. And that was like when I like that feeling where you're like, so people that you consider important within the community, people that other people respect and look up to, they watch your stuff or they caught your video and they cared enough about the story to contribute to it themselves.
Yeah.
Best feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah. As we talked about a bit earlier, D&D TikTok, is where a lot of your stuff. And you said just before that, college days. So like, how did Miss Kenna? How did you start D&D? How did you become a nerd?
Oh well, it's actually quite. Nah, it's not that. Actually, kind of cool. So my family in general, we are nerds. I'm the oldest nerd within my siblings, but like my mom played video games. She had an Atari. She introduced me to video games. My dad was huge in Star Wars, and like we were both Trekkies and like all this stuff. So the nerd culture was always there. In college, I was introduced to D&D by a really good friend of mine, and it was so dope. So he like lived, he and his roommates lived in an apartment that was just off campus. And so after class, this was like I think it was like my birthday week. And I had been expressing how I wanted to get introduced into Dungeons and Dragons because like I was the theater major, acting. It just made sense.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, we're going to throw you a party. He's like, why don't you come over and we'll like hang out and we'll just have a party. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. So I went over expecting a party and I opened the door and all the lights are dark. There's a table and it had like the pillar candles that were lit. and around the corner just comes like a hooded figure with a goblet. Like, I'm not making this up, this happened. And like ominous music, but like it was like cool ominous music was like playing, and he was like, what did he say? Will you take a sip and the first steps into a new journey? And I was like, under normal circumstances, no, but I know you, so I guess this is okay. So like I like took a sip from the goblet or whatever, and like the lights came on, and he was like, great, let's play Dungeons and Dragons, we're making your character tonight. And I was like, so
oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy.
That's gotta be the craziest origin stories of D&D I've heard.
It was so dope.
Yeah. Like, and I'm gonna say just because like people said it in the chat. That's why D&D gets like the whole like basement underneath, But I love it. It's great. That's so extra.
Right?
Yeah. But damn. And how long ago was like that, if you didn't say?
Oh, that was junior year of college, I think. So how long have I been at it? Time is relative. I don't know how long I've been in college. What is it? 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? That's pretty cool. Means you've been a nerd for a while. And you know what? Yeah. My whole life I've been a nerd.
My whole life I've been this nerd.
Oh, it's great. And like, you also mentioned like just now that you also were studying theater at that point. So like, how do you feel like D&D and acting like goes like together?
How does it not? I feel like if you play Dungeons and Dragons for the story, right? For the sake of telling a story, that makes you an actor. When you play, you are acting. And being a theater major and playing with other theater majors, I mean, we definitely liked the combat and everything, and I love combat, and like number crunching is always fun when you're like, I did like 87 damage in a turn. You're like, like that's dope. But ultimately, I think it really puts the focus on the role play, on the story arc, on character building and interaction. I will say there was a time period where I was working kind of like I am now. I'm working a corporate job to, be stable and make money and things like that so that I can go do my hobbies and like my dream later on. But during that time when there's a real thirst for creativity and I'm not in theater and I need it, D&D or role-playing games in general just sate that thirst for that type of creativity for me. It's also really good practice for just improv, because if you are at a table where other people are, they're reacting to things that you say, and then you say something to get a rise out of them, it's a great acting exercise, honestly.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
It's because like I feel like even like I've been out of like theater for a while, since obviously COVID, and I haven't been able to like go and perform. And like D&D, I feel like I've gotten I think I've gotten like better at like improvising, at method acting, at doing a lot of that stuff through D&D, and it's really helped.
Definitely.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And like so what, like, speaking of like role play and that kind of stuff, like what we all have like those moments where it's just like, I don't know, like what, like either it's like not your character or not yourself, and you've like went in like a completely different direction as what you would normally do, but your character would. Like what's been some of your like favorite like role play moments in that situation of like, you know, getting yourself out of yourself and into the character 100%?
There, those times usually happen whenever conflict within the story of D&D arises. Because I deal with conflict in a very different way than most of my characters deal with conflict. My way is not at all. I don't like it. But I have become better, in part due to life experiences, but also in part because I'm able to explore with my friends in a consensual and safe environment different ways to approach conflict, which is super awesome. I once had a character, her name was Zadarus. She was my very first D&D character ever, actually, the one that I created at the cult table. And her way was to just talk her way out of everything and just be able to sort of just manipulate conversations to her advantage to the best of her ability. So trial and error. Dice rolls were a big part of that, obviously, and sometimes it really didn't work.
Yeah.
Like you love when you talk up a really good game and then you roll a 1 and you're like, okay, well, fabulous. That wasn't very effective. Yeah, and then sometimes I've had characters just, you know how you do, just beat your way out of the conflict and they just keep fighting and they never stop. So I'm trying to think if there was like a recent, in the past couple like games or streams that I've been in. Oh, okay, so I don't know if y'all have watched, so there's a kind of infamous episode of Shazam where I play Audra. She's a Water Genasi barbarian, if you don't know. And she unfortunately yeah, we're just gonna say it, there's no sugarcoating it. She murdered a couple of young people. And that was, in that episode, there is a point where I stop and I just say, excuse me, I just need to roll a wisdom save for my character, because I was really like, I was in it and Kenna the player did not want to do it. And I was like trying to find any sort of way that my character could metagame a little bit, trying to find any way for her to get out of the situation that she had put herself in. That I had put her in. Luckily, I rolled high on the wisdom save and I was able to kind of think up and conjure up a mental way for her to get out of where she was. Very interesting episode. I'm not sure what episode it is, but it's introduced an interesting amount of conflict into our party that we're still dealing with. So that's probably it.
Yeah.
That episode, but it was also a good episode.
It was definitely something that we have heard about and will continue to hear about for the foreseeable future.
Right.
But you know what? Sorry.
It's okay.
Jesus Christ. Corona.
No Rona. Bless you, my son.
No. Oh God, that felt weird. Moving on. So obviously you've been a player for a while now. So like have you ever like had any like DM experience at all?
No, I'm terrified.
Really?
Yeah, I like to be pretty reactionary. Like I like the fact that my decisions as a player, shape or mold the world around me. I'm just terrified to make a world where other people can do that and me be able to guide them through a story, but also be able to juggle all the things that DMs juggle. And I think I make it bigger in my head than it is, because there have been several of my friends that DM that do it well, that are amazing at it, that are like, you just do it. You just go.
Yeah.
Like, you prep what you can and the rest of it you make it up. And it's like, oh, I could maybe do that, but I'm also scared, so.
Well, like if you were to DM, like say like a one shot, like what, like do you have like any like ideas like off the top of your head, like what would Kenna do if Kenna was put into the DM chair?
Kenna would do something probably really closely anime related. Like when you said that, the first thing that popped into my head was an anime that I watched with my family called That One Time I Reincarnated as a Slime.
Yes.
Which is such a good anime. I feel like I would I would like fudge it, but I would loosely base a world around that. And like, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I may not have a lot of DM experience. I know a lot of us on like our friend group has like DM experiences. Like, Ken, this is an intervention.
Wait a minute.
So
with Mr. V.
This is Tea with Mr. V. And you know what? We're gonna keep it chill. We're gonna keep it chill. And I'm just gonna tell you that a Kenna one shot would be amazing. At some point.
Okay. I will tell you, watching you do your one shots, watching you do your campaigns, watching Aaron Obsidian Olive do his, playing with Birdie as ours, listening to everyone else do their one shots. It's sort of like you learn by watching.
Yeah.
So I'm gaining the confidence to try.
And you know what?
We're great. So yeah.
There is okay. I'm gonna say this with a bit of grain of salt. There's no such thing as a bad DM. There are obviously now. When I say that, I mean there is no such thing as somebody who's starting off. Nobody starts as a bad DM.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, things happen. I've had DM experiences like that where I have, you know.
Yep.
But,
you don't even gotta say it. We've been new.
But you know what? I think, honestly, you would make a good DM. I think you would. Yeah. But yeah, let's switch the topic a little bit, because let's get a little bit more into there. So like you said that you have a theater degree, and and obviously we've talked about like D&D as method acting kind of thing, but like what's been some of your own personal like acting experiences?
You mean like shows I've been in and stuff?
Yeah, like how have you like found theater, and like how like what have you been doing with that?
Yeah, so I recently moved to a bigger city, which I've never lived in a big city before, so it's been quite the adjustment. So I have ceased doing theater for the time being. But I did some regional theater. Interestingly enough, I did some Amish theater.
Okay.
And I played an Amish young girl. I have played a Mennonite woman. I have played what else? Oh, I was like a salsa dancer that had, you know what? That's a weird scene. I'm not gonna talk about that in an Amish musical. But that was a regional theater company that I worked for. It was a very niche company, but they knew their audience. But that was after I graduated, that I did regional that I've ever been in is The Drowsy Chaperone. I played Janet Vandegraff. She's one of those showgirls that doesn't want to show off, but like also wants to do a 3-act musical number and an encore at the end because she deserves it. And then I played another girl in Pajama Game. It's Pajama Game, but that's a really cute like 50s, 60s musical. I will say I think I like musicals, but I also really like straight plays. And I think the fact that I really like straight plays helps me with Dungeons and Dragons, because unless you're playing a bard, a very selective bard, you're not going to be singing a bunch of musical numbers during a session of D&D.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
All right. You know what? That's cool. And like, so you obviously went to like the college to perform and like that, like, you know, study and perform all that stuff. So like, so like, what do you end up hoping to do with that? What? Yeah.
Yeah. So the part of the reason why I moved to the city is because I wanted to explore different avenues of acting in general. Because I did the regional musical thing. I really like straight plays in theater as a medium, like stage acting. But I also really wanted to try like film, and I wanted to try voice acting, and I wanted to try like movement acting, like maybe like, and that's still more film stuff, but like maybe some mocap, maybe some like just other art mediums of acting.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, all of my avenues are a bit limited at the moment due to the state of the world, as you know.
Yeah, you know, I wonder why they're limited.
Some kind of, you know, I don't know.
Some kind of beer brand, you know.
Yeah, I don't even like Corona, so I don't know what everybody's so hyped up about it for.
Yeah, it's like the whole world doesn't like it.
Right? We should just get rid of it.
Yeah. America, are you listening?
Wear your masks, please.
Wear your masks. Be safe. Be 6 feet apart. Social distance. Don't travel.
But yeah. So hopefully, once the state of the world becomes some sort of balanced again, I will finally be able to explore those different avenues.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm hoping for that day. I'm hoping for one day to see Kenna on the big screen. You know?
Yeah!
Like, yeah. So like, just, you know, a quick, you know, little thing. Have you actually like done any on-screen extra work, something like that?
No.
No.
I have not done it yet.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And you know what? Hopefully it'll happen one day.
It will.
But yeah. So one of the now I'm gonna be honest for like a quick hot minute.
You haven't been being honest this whole time. I was supposed to lie.
No.
Why did you?
I have been honest. I have been honest this entire time. But I will be honest for a quick second. I've had to talk to some friends because I was running out of pointers for a second. But I've got some quick fire topics for you, Kenna.
Oh no. Okay, wait.
Okay,
I'm ready.
all right. What's your favorite snacks?
Chips.
Chips? Okay.
Chips.
What's your favorite Studio Ghibli film?
Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay. And what's your favorite anime?
Brain short circuiting. Too many anime going
Okay,
through.
slow down. Top 5.
Maybe. Okay, top 5 due to nostalgia and because I think they're really cool. Inspector. Naruto because it was the first one I ever watched. Fairy Tail because I really like Urza. That one time I reincarnated as a slime. And babysitting anime that's super freaking cute that I can't think of the name of, but me and my little sister watch it all the time because it makes us feel good.
Okay. Woo! Okay.
I don't sense no stress.
There's no stress here. There's no stress.
I'm stressed.
I'm stressed. So yeah, I just wanted to throw those out there because, you know. But yeah, actually, we might actually start asking some questions or answering some things. So, if people in the chat want to ask any questions towards me or Kenna, and currently I'm also live on TikTok. Hello to everybody who I've been ignoring. If you would like, but yeah, if you have any questions you would like anyone to answer or any advice that you would love to have there, why don't you ask us some questions?
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Interrogate us.
Yeah, as well as the fact is that we are both also actors and theater people. So if you want any advice on theater and stuff, go for it. And while we're waiting for some questions, I have just got a few questions, questions for myself. So what has been one of your favorite characters that you've made from D&D?
I really love the character I'm playing right now for Shazam. I love Audra so much. She's the first fighter that I have ever. She's the first martial character that I've ever played. I usually always play spellcasters. But yes, I love Audra so much. I once played a tiefling sorceress. Her name was Zatarus, and her whole aesthetic was based off Darth Talon from Star Wars. That was fun to play. She was so dope. Yeah. Those are probably my top 2 characters. Oh, wait, I forgot about Nim. I made a gnome druid one time whose name was Nim, and she had a brother who was a rogue, and so she would just turn into really large beasts. He would hide behind her and get sneak attack all the time. That was frustrating for our DM, but such a fun dynamic to play.
Yeah, hell yeah. So we do have some questions coming in. First of all, I have to address something real quick. So for my stream on TikTok, hi, hello. I am currently streaming my show on twitch.tv/TWithMrV. You should come over there, and you should come watch us over here every Thursday at 7 p.m. EST. On Twitch and twitch.tv/ThisShowIsAMimic. which is actually in the title of my stream right now on TikTok. So if you want to know what's going on, that's what's going on. And yeah, we'll answer one question from here. How long have you been acting for, like in general?
I started acting in high school. Probably my junior year of high school, I really started getting into it. Fun fact, the first show I was ever in was a show called Back to the 80s. It was atrocious. But I got to play Yoda. And I got to beat the absolute hell out of the lead high school actor with the plastic lightsaber. So, yeah, that was the first time I was ever in. But it's been like, I did it all through high school. I went to college and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went in undecided. I talked to the head of the theater department there, and I was like, that's it. This is what I want to do. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Let's take some questions from the chat now, because here we go. So from the lovely Aaron in chat, lovely Obsidian Olive, he asked, do either of you have any pre-stream rituals?
I fill in my eyebrows.
Fair.
You can see how expressive they are.
Mm-hmm. I've said this multiple times. Kenna, you give off Disney villain vibes, like the Disney Queen villain. Yeah, and then you just have Goblin. There is no in between.
There is none. There is not a single in between.
Okay, well, yeah. My pre-stream ritual is usually waking up, because I get up quite early in the mornings for people so I can stream. So waking up is a good like starting point to my day.
We love you for it.
Don't worry, I love it. It's fine. It's all good. Because I want as much people to enjoy this as possible. So we have to stream at certain times, which is okay. But yeah, we have another question from Azarishin, I'm pretty sure. Sorry if I butcher your name. Asking, have you ever seen Oran Host Club, and what do you think of it, if you have?
Oran was my first, how do you want to say? Like harem anime? But it's like a reverse harem.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure if harem is the right word to phrase this.
Maybe it's not. It's probably not. But
yes.
I love Oran. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oran High School is it was actually one of the animes that used to play on the TV here. We had very limited, things, but it used to be like real late at night. And, it just used to air along with like other ones like Vampire Night.
Vampire Night. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Vampire Night.
Vampire Night. Oh my god. Yeah. We have another question. We have another question from Birdie the Bard. Your DM, the wonderful Birdie the Bard. Would you like to play Audra in a live-action adaptation of the Sororitic campaign?
Obviously. Yes. I just took a boxing class for the first time. I'm gonna get swole and I'm gonna play Audra.
Swole Kenna coming in, being like, "Yes, let's go."
Heck yes.
I think that's like the dream of like any D&D character that you make, is to have to play them in like a full live action thing.
Heck
and that's where LARPing comes into it.
That's why we LARP.
That is why we LARP. Yeah, we have another question from the lovely Ivy, Game Reader Girl. If you could go back in time 6 months and tell yourself this is where you'd be, would you believe it?
No. Absolutely not. A, because 6 months ago, we weren't so deep into the pandemic. And B, because I didn't think because of that I would find so many of my new friends, that I would be planning on going and meeting all of these awesome people, that I would have created content of any sort. Yeah, no, absolutely not. I wouldn't have guessed it at all. But even though I'm sad and frustrated about the pandemic, I'm so glad that I have found all these people. So it's like a silver lining type deal, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? I think that's I will say I agree with that sentiment of like, we like, as much as the pandemic sucks and we're all here, without it, I wouldn't have met some of the closest people that I know now. Like, so you know, it's always looking on the up and up, you know. But yeah, we have another one from Mr. Gaming Benjamin. You know, lovely Bender's D&D. Ben, the boy, the Bean. Who were the first D&D TikTokers you followed? For me and you.
Ooh, Sid D&D. I followed her. I also followed, who was another one? I also followed Banana Skins pretty early on. Because I just thought, again, I follow people for their story and stuff. Sid D&D, I just appreciated her dance skill, and she's so dang funny. Like, she is so funny and on point with her characters. Who else? Let's see, we'll do the top 3. I think I also followed... Oh, I followed Lydia. Lydia was actually the first one to invite me to a Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Little Lydia. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first people that I followed. Okay, so it was probably, first of all, KST20. Then it would actually be the person who asked the question, which is Bender's D&D.
Yeah.
I remember I followed Ben real early on. And it was probably probably Banana Skins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably Banana Skins after that.
Yep.
And we have a very, very egocentric question from Birdie. Who is your favorite TikToker and why is it Birdie?
It's the hair and the outfits and the swords for me.
Yeah. Oh, you see. Okay, here we go.
Actually, you know what? It's the sword content for me. So, okay, Birdie, why is your favorite move the Aniobi?
Yeah. What's your favorite? What's your favorite class, and like, why is it like, you know, a wizard?
Boom, 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 Birdie.
We take no shit. We take no shit here on But yeah, you know what? On the topic of hair, you know, let's do it. I just want to do something real quick because, you know, why not? Let's do a quick Mr. V hair reveal. So I'm going to take off my headphones for a second.
Do it. Long and luscious locks. Woo! Holy moly, that's gotten so long.
Yeah. Okay.
That is so long. It's so curly too.
Yeah,
I really
so very
like your hair.
Yeah, thank you, Kenna.
I like
but
it.
Yeah. hair reveals all around. I hope to get to one day get to the point of Mr. Birdie. But you know, my hair's beautiful in its own way, and that's on self-confidence.
Hell yeah, we promote that ish every day.
Lovely jubbly. Lovely. So yeah, I think we got some time for a few more questions.
Okay.
So like if anybody else wants to ask some questions. Yeah. So okay, I have just a few things, a few questions. Kenna, you are a Fortnite player.
Yeah. Yep.
Why don't you tell us how what you think about Fortnite?
I love Fortnite. I don't play to win because I suck. So bad. I consistently make top 10. Also consistently make top 5 too. I'm also in all bot lobbies.
Yeah.
I play the game because the skins are really dope. Their events are pretty cool. Their map is always changing, so the game never gets stale. I think Epic is super smart for doing that. And the challenges are super fun. I think they're super dope. Like you can drive cars in Fortnite now. They had that update. You can drive a whole semi truck into someone's builds and just run them over, which I really like doing. You can like light whole buildings on fire. You can just like fly. Bounce pads are back. Like a rotating, evolving game. So yeah, the new season is so dope. I don't know why I'm promoting Fortnite. Fortnite should sponsor me. Fortnite, if you're listening.
Hey, Fortnite, if you're listening.
Epic game.
With Mr. V could be tea with Fortnite.
No, it's tea with Mr. V always. We'll just put Fortnite
right.
parentheses on the bottom. But their whole season, this season, is Marvel. Recently, they just put up a Black Panther entire monument on one of their statues, on one of their mountains in their game to in memoriam of Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. But like their entire lineup for this season that they're doing is amazing.
Yeah, I love that, and you know, I do think that, you know, Epic Games, while a lot of people do shit on Fortnite, you know, I think they're really smart as a company, because it is one of the most successful games of, like, you know, this recent generation.
Yes.
Like, so obviously they're doing something right.
Right? Like, so smart.
Yeah. We have another question. Okay. If you could be a D&D monster, from, you know, D&D, what would you be? What would you play?
I mean, my first answer is like everybody wants to be like, I feel like dragon, because they fly, they have breath weapons and shiny things.
Yep.
So
breath weapons and shiny things.
Yeah. I think I would be an ancient. I think I'd like to be an ancient gold dragon.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. What's one of the D&D monsters that I like?
Birdie says legally I have to say mimic. Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. You know, that's fine. Yeah, legally has to be. Yeah. I think we got a few more questions. If you could make one change to D&D to put in 6th edition, what would it be?
Ooh. I'd make a butt ton of awesome stuff for the ranger.
Ranger need make Rangers good again.
Yeah, make Rangers good again. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think 5e as a system itself is actually like quite good. It's definitely a lot easier than it's definitely a lot easier than you know, a lot of the other systems beforehand, but like it's also a lot more, you know, user friendly now.
Definitely.
As well as although Ranger, please.
Ooh, I'm so sorry to do this. I have to jet for 2 seconds. I'm literally gonna step off screen for 2 seconds. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
That's okay. I'll just answer some questions that I've gotten in my chat for a second. So if people, okay. Dankeschön. Hi chat. But yeah, it's just me for just a little bit. Somebody asked why I'm called Mr. V. Excellent question. There are 2 reasons why that is. Because one, when I started making content, I had a V for Vendetta mask that I used to use a lot, and 2, actually, it is a play on my name, which is not going to be revealed today. Yeah. Okay. So, Ivy. Ivy asks, "What's the best monster you throw at a party?" Best monster that I've thrown at a party before, has got to be my most recent one, where I homebrewed a elemental, that was a combination of all 4 elements, and so it had different abilities based off of that, and as well as like AC and stuff like that. And you know, the players was they were terrified. They were terrified.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Mr. Obsidian Olive can attest to this because he had to face it. But yeah. Ken, you all good?
Yeah. Fabulous.
Okay, awesome. I think we'll do one more question.
Okay.
Yeah. So that question would be something I got in one of my chats. What has been some of your least favorite experiences playing D&D?
Least favorite. One very clearly pops into my mind, and I feel like this was just it was a misjudgment on our DM and our team, like our players as a whole. There was a campaign I was playing where there was a war going on, and we had to pick a side. And unfortunately, the character was sort of leading at the moment, with her character arc, her family was split against the side. And they were put up to this decision. It was a very emotional and intense moment, and I don't think any of us really realized that the player was feeling the pressure and the anxiety, and it was overwhelming to them as a player, because we were still kind of fresh. We weren't super experienced as a team, and we just thought it was all like her character.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a bit of an ordeal. that's probably my least favorite thing that can happen in Dungeons and Dragons is when it kind of crosses over and things become too real for the players, or certain boundaries are not respected for them. That's probably my least favorite thing. So usually, almost always, I'm pretty careful to be in character, but I'm also kind of Kenna is constantly gauging reactions of other players to make sure that they're all okay.
Yeah.
So
No, I get that 100%.
Yeah.
Always check in with your players and make sure that you know what is okay, what is not okay, and if people aren't okay, then you know
cease and desist.
okay. Yeah. Stop. You violated the law.
It's been too long since I've had a good brawl.
Okay, so I think that about does it for today's episode of Tea with Mr. V. Yeah, thank you, Kenna, for joining me, and thank you for the lovely suggestion of peppermint tea, as I have not had it yet, but I will probably have more in the future.
Yes.
Because it is quite refreshing. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Kenna, where can we find you?
You can usually find me on TikTok. I'm not posting, but I'm lurking. I'm always there. If you find any juicy memes, send them my way. It is MissSeirsha.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, I am The Adventures of Mr. V on TikTok. Do that kind of stuff. We do have a few shows on here as well. Like tomorrow is actually our Bioshock campaign where I'm going to be playing, which is always a delight. You should watch it. It is amazing. Holy crap, am I having so much fun with it. That will be at 6:30 EST, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. I should know. 7:30. There we go. I am wrong. So, yeah, and it is also done with Obsidian Olive, Bertie the Bard, Lucas is Stressed, and Offbeat Outlaw. We managed to sneak him away for a campaign, which is fun.
And then you have Ben, and then you have two awesome DMs.
Yes, our dual DMs, Small Warlock and Patroness of Law, I'm pretty sure, is what Brittany is going by now. But yeah, as well as there's also the Sorodin campaign, which you are playing in, which is on Saturdays, I'm pretty sure, at 4 p.m. EST?
It starts at 2:30 p.m. EST.
Okay, all good. I should learn the times. I should be a better host.
You are so separated from our time zones. I'm surprised you're even guessing close. That's a good job.
You know what? It's cool. It's fun. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. And I guess that's the tea for today. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.